recently I made chicken shawarma pizza and I posted about it on my Instagram and everybody seemed to really like it. So I said that I would do an instructional video. Let me show you the ingredients that you're going to have to use in order to make this amazing pizza. These are the ingredients you're going to need for making chicken shawarma pizza. Ta-da! First, you're going to need some pizza crust mix right there. Pizza sauce. I like to use the original. I tried the spicy once and it just didn't taste the same. This is jalapeno cheddar, which I'm in love with right now. You're going to need some tzatziki and a squeeze bottle to put the tzatziki in. Some garlic salt, some onion salt, some iceberg lettuce, some cherry tomatoes. I use the Kamado ones, but you can use any kind of small tomatoes. And then your boneless, skinless chicken. Now, I don't normally buy boneless, skinless chicken because it is ridiculously expensive for just a little bit. So, but when it comes to this, I like to splurge because this is literally one of my favorite things to make ever. And so yeah, so these are just the ingredients. And then now we're going to show you how to make it. Ta-da! See, not that many ingredients. Chicken broth. What we're going to do is, we also need some vegetable oil, extra virgin olive oil, sorry, my mistake. We're going to turn on our stove here. We're going to put a little bit in there. We're going to let that heat up. While that's heating up, we're going to open up our chicken here. Garbage. And we're going to put some onion salt and some garlic salt right on the chicken. Just sprinkle it on. It doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, well, you can put as much as you want. It really doesn't matter. Oh, there we go. Look at that. All right. This lid always hates me. Some garlic salt. Ta-da! Get our tongs ready. Get this oil going through here. Now it doesn't matter if it's, you know, searing or anything like that. That's not our real goal here, okay? So just put the chicken in. There we go. That over there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the onion salt and garlic salt on the other side as well. I think I may need to buy some more onion salt. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna make sure that we just get the outside just nice and cooked up a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, it smells so good already. When I was a kid, I hated garlic, and now as an adult, when I cook with it, I I love it. I'm so sorry, Mom, that I hated it as a kid. Feels really bad. Now, while this is doing this, we're gonna multitask. 1 cup of warm water, okay. Oh, half a cup. Oops. Add the half a cup of water to your pizza dough mix. And just do this. It'll thicken up right away. Now, I did learn the hard way to always use a glass bowl. Don't use an aluminum bowl because for some reason, I guess the way it conducts the heat, it actually causes it to be liquefied. Sucks. So, here we go. Look at all that. Oh, look at all that pizza dough goodness. Yes! Now we're trying to get it all mixed up. So there's a bit of dough in there that we want to make sure that we see there's powder in there. Now let's turn over our delicious chicken. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. That's even better. Now, you have to let this sit for a little bit. I always like to go in and just get just a little bit more in there like that. Because there's still dough that's not quite formed in it. Gotta be very careful because it's very sticky. And now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna leave that just as is for about 15 minutes. So, you do need to cover it. So I have these little neat plastic bowl covers. I got them at the Dollarama. Ta-da! Done. Now, once you start noticing your chicken browning just like that, look at that. We are going to introduce some chicken broth. I buy the no salt added. There we go. We're just going to do that. And then we're going to put a lid on it and just leave it and let it cook. Make sure you refrigerate this. Now, let me get my lid out. Ooh, it's the big one. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm going to put that lid on there. Now, we're going to get into the tzatziki. Tzatziki, whatever you want to call it. It's completely up to you. This is not an easy job, what I'm about to do. but it works, and that's what matters. So make sure your little jar here is dry. I had to wash mine out, so. Ooh, there we go. Get yourself a small spoon, like so. And I know that this seems tedious, but it's so worth it in the end, I promise. Now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna spoon the tzatziki in, and it's gonna make a mess. And you have to, like, you know, you don't have to be like all prim and proper about it, because like I said, it's going to make a mess. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you have enough in it that you can get your whole pizza. So that's about like a quarter of the way is what I did last time. So that's what we're going to do again this time. And the good thing about a little bit of spillage on the outside is you can have a little snack. I love tzatziki. It is literally one of my favorite things ever. One day I'll learn how to make it from scratch, but right now it's easier. Also, so there are two different kinds of tzatziki that you can get. There's one with yogurt, and there is one with sour cream. I prefer the one with sour cream. I feel like it's thicker. It has a little more substance to it, so I prefer it. Look at that. I'll put a little bit more in there, why not? Now, of course, you have to clean the outside of the bottle. Use two different fingers, because you're going to probably share this with someone and they don't want your finger juice in it. I'm just saying. Now, put your lid back on, close your lid up, give it a good shake, and there you go. It's all set and ready for your pizza for later. You'll put it back in the fridge, obviously. Let's do that now. Now this chicken, even though you've put it in the broth, it still needs to be taken care of. You still need to look at it and flip it. Talk nice to it. Hello, chicken. How are you, honey? Good to see you. Right? Look at that. That chicken is going to be so damn juicy. Now I'm going to lower the heat. And I'm going to get to work on the cheese. I wish I got this out ahead of time. Jesus, that was some effort there, let me tell you. Now what I like about this little machine here is that it doesn't make a mess. You know, I'm so OCD about making a mess that, yeah, it's bad. It's very bad. And what I do, instead of putting just one piece in, I cut a long strip, I cut it into two, and I put them in together like this. And then Now this shawarma pizza doesn't need a lot of cheese, so it's completely up to you. If you decide you want to put a lot of cheese on it, then, I mean, it's your pizza. Put a lot of cheese on it if you want. Don't let me tell you what to do. Let me see. Yes, I do. So I have a little bit more mozzarella left in my fridge. I knew I did. Let me throw that in there too. Oh yeah, baby. Let's see, there we go. How great is that? This machine. Oh. Now, so that I get an even mixture of the other cheese, of the two cheeses together. Give it a good shake. And there you go. It's all mixed up. Ta-da! Make sure you put this back in the fridge. You don't want it to be like all melty and gross. So that is just the first step. This chicken needs to cook for at least 35 to 40 minutes on low. I like to leave it so that it's just at that point of just cooked, because when it goes into the oven, it's going to continue cooking. And you don't want it to be dry and gross. Ugh. Dry, gross chicken is just so 1990s. Shake and bake. Know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm going to take a pause. And I will be right back through the magic of YouTube. We're going to drain this chicken stock out shortly to let it cook just a little bit more. But look how tender that is. Look. Look at that. That's how good that is. Okay, ta-da. So our chicken is ready. Oh gosh, I hope that doesn't fall over. Now, we're going to take our chicken out. And we're just going to cut it into strips and then into chunks. And what I like to do, even after I've done this, I like to put it right back into the skillet, just to sort of make sure that everything is done. I mean, I had food poisoning once, so my chicken always has to be like perfect. So that's what you're gonna do, just little chunks like that. Do you see that? See how easy that is? Easy, easy. Easy peasy, easy breezy, beautiful, clever squirrel. And they don't have to all be the same size, you know, they can be all different sizes. Mine are. Uniformity is not what we're going for here. Ooh. Oh, yes, yes, God. Yes, God. Now this chicken is so tender, it's literally falling apart. I probably didn't even need to use a knife on them. Certainly not this one. I bet you I could use a butter knife and it'd be fine. Okay. Now. I'm not even having to do anything. I'm just literally just putting pressure with the knife. That's how tender this chicken is. That's why I said I'd like to go boneless with this. I don't know. It's nice to treat yourself to boneless every once in a while. I mean, not everyone can afford to buy boneless. Sometimes the other stuff is a little more affordable. So, I mean, do what you gotta do. There is no right way to do this chicken when it comes to boneless or not boneless. You just do you, babies. Do you. Now we're just gonna let that do that for a few seconds, and yeah. See, this is about the size that it should be. It's not too big, not too small. It's a bit of a chunk, but you know, throw it on your pizza. It's gonna be amazing. Then we're gonna empty it into this. We're gonna let it cool outside of the fridge, and then we're gonna put it into the fridge. Ooh, don't drop any. You know that the moment I drop this, Charlie is gonna be on it, you know, pretty damn quickly. Just saying. He's already sitting down there begging like, hello, what's that? Is that chicken? Is that chicken for me? No, it's not chicken for you. No, 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 no. There we go. Turn it off. And there we go. Now this airtight dish is Betty Crocker, also available at Dollarama. You don't have to spend a lot of money on stuff when it comes to like containers. Considering the fact that Dollarama sells Rubbermaid and they sell Betty Crocker airtight containers like this, you don't really need to spend $10 on these containers when you can get them there for $3. I mean, if you've got the money and you just want to throw it around, be my guest. I mean, buy your fucking containers wherever you want. I ain't gonna fucking judge you. But, I'm just saying, sometimes, you know, you don't want to spend a ton of money on something, so you shop at Dollarama, and there you go. Oh my god, looks so good. Juiciest chicken ever. Now, that's actually one of the reasons why I use chicken broth and not water, because I find that it helps the chicken retain even more of its flavor because it's chicken broth and then you're making chicken. Let me just finish chewing. Okay, so now we have to heat up the oven. For me, I have a tendency of leaving pans in the oven. I don't know why. So I always have to check to make sure that there's nothing in it. But we have to heat the oven to 425. So we're heating the oven to 425, and now I'm going to show you how to do the pizza crust. So we've let it cool, or sit, sorry, we didn't have to let it cool, we let it sit. There it is, our lovely pizza crust. And now I'm going to show you how to roll it out and get it onto the pan. I don't have a roller, so what I use is, don't judge me, I use this Starbucks mug because it's perfect for rolling. By the way, now I have some whole wheat 5 Roses flour here. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of it on the counter, like so. See, super easy. Then we're gonna put some in our hands, like so, and we're going to take our dough out. Sprinkle a little bit of dough on, a little bit of flour on here, and then start rolling. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle because you can always fix it up after once it's in the pie pan, the pizza pan, the pie pan. My God, Samantha. Whew. Okay. Now it feels like that needs a little bit more. Sugar, excuse me. When I was young, my mom used to make the most amazing pizza from scratch. She would make this like deep dish pizza that was just so amazing. Like, and I mean literally like the greatest pizza you've ever had in your life. So, so good. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this into our pie plate. I keep saying pie. I'm not making pie. I'm making pizza. Jesus, Samantha. I mean, really. So there you go. Look at how easy that was. Now for the parts that have a little bit of lean over, like don't worry about it. Just make sure that your dough at least comes to the edge. And don't worry about like, look, you can take dough from other parts and slide it in there. It doesn't really matter. You can rip it off and put a little bit on there and it's gonna be fine. Like there, see, like we need a little bit there, so we'll just push it in. Getting it to the edge there we go. See how easy that was? And again, this pizza pan is also from the Dollarama. I swear to God, they're not sponsoring me, although I would not say no to a sponsorship from Dollarama, seeing as I'm there every other day for something involving my home. There we go. Perfection. Ta-da! Now we're gonna put our sauce on it. Hold on, I gotta open it because I forgot. You want to get your sauce all the way to the edge. All the way to the edge, just like that. And you can use less sauce, more sauce. It's up to you. I mean, it's really, the sky's the limit when it comes to like deciding how much sauce you want to put on your pizza. That's your decision. Now, here's where we do the other stuff. The chicken and the cheese are going to go on first, and then we're going to bake it, and then we're going to add the other toppings later. So the chicken, just scatter the chicken around, all willy-nilly. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Just goes where it goes. But do make sure that you spread it out at least, you know. You don't want it to be all in like one general vicinity. That would not be good. Now this is extra chicken, which is great because then you know, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit extra chicken. Okay, now I feel like I could use a little more chicken. A little around the sides there. There we go. You know? I like to give my cheese a little shake so it's not all clumped up together. And now, oh my goodness, it already looks so delicious. Ta-da! So far, so good. Okay, so our oven is preheated to 425. Our pizza with the chicken and the cheese is ready to go in. Now it has to go on the bottom shelf. So there we go. Our pizza's in. And we do it for, let me get the package down. 17 to 22 minutes. So because I put a lot of chicken on it, I usually do the most. You'd think I'd never done this before. But reality is that I have been making the exact same minute rice for over a decade now, and I still read the instructions because I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up. So, yeah. There we go. Now we're going to get on to cutting the vegetables because they're going to go on last once we take it out and once we've allowed it to cool. Cutting the veggies is super, super simple. Get your 2 bowls out. Now the tomatoes, depending on how big you want them, I usually just cut mine in half like that. And I do about 10 of them, sometimes more, it just depends. Because we're just going to space them out on top in about 20 minutes. I'm now realizing that this knife may need to be sharpened. The fact that it's not going through this tomato very easily is not a very good sign. But that's okay. So you know what? I'm going to actually go through, not all of these, because it looks like a couple of them might not make it through the night. So I'm just going to cut up the ones that I think will and throw the other ones out. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, those are some ugly looking tomatoes, let me tell you. Here's a hint to keeping lettuce fresh. Every time you take the lettuce out, turn the bag inside out so that it goes into the dry side and it'll be less moisture and it'll last you longer. I've actually had this head of lettuce for I think just over a week now. Yeah. So, you know what, I'm going to use a different knife. You don't need a lot of lettuce. That is more than enough. And now what you do is, you just go through and cut it up so that it's in tiny pieces. You don't want it shredded too much, but you definitely don't want like really big slices on there, that's for sure. Ta-da! And that is our lettuce. We're going to take the pizza out very quickly. Ooh, that's hot. And we are going to put our tomatoes on. It looks so good. You have no idea. And you know, listen, there's no rhyme or reason to these tomatoes, where they go, where they don't go. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure they're evenly spaced. We are all set. Let's turn that off. Turn that off. Take out the pizza. Now, what I like to use is, I use this little rack that is in my Cuisinart toaster oven. as a cooling rack. Ta-da! Not just a pretty face. Oh, that's so hot. Oh my god, that looks so good, doesn't it? Oh, amazing. It is amazing. Just leave that there for now. Now, I like to let it cool for at least 5, maybe 10, minimum 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then put the lettuce on and then the tzatziki sauce. Ooh, I'm so excited. Are you excited? Because I am super excited for this pizza. Oh my god. All right, here we go. This is the last steps that we need to take in order for this to become shawarma pizza. We've got our lettuce. So just sprinkle the lettuce on liberally like this. Doesn't matter where it goes. But use a lot. Like the lettuce is like, you would never think that lettuce tastes good on pizza, but I promise you, on this pizza, it is literally so amazing. I don't know if I would put it on other pizzas, I'm being honest, but on this one, it works. It definitely works. And now our tzatziki. Sounds like it's farting. I'm such a child. I can't help it. It's me. All right, so there you have it. That's chicken shawarma pizza. How awesome was that? And as always, there are 3 things that you can do at the end of every single one of my videos. Number 1, comment down below, join the conversation. Number 2, share this video with your friends, family, and coworkers and show them just how easy it is to make this amazing pizza. And number 3, and most important, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and I will catch each and every single one of you on the flip side. Bye!